Hey everybody, this video today will probably be about trees. My dog is still in here from like the last, well, I've been recording all in a day, but it's under my bed. Well, that's crazy, Rusty. What are you doing? I'm going to open the door for a second and see if he will leave. You can go, Rusty. Okay? Come on, Rusty. There you go. There you go, Rusty. That's a good dog. Then again, it's 10 years old and it doesn't really have the time to be a crazy dog because it's pretty old for a little dog. Now, trees. I like trees. There was this big campaign a little bit ago about like a year, maybe two ago about save the trees, and that guy who did that, I'm actually going to start doing videos on YouTubers who are awesome, which pretty much every YouTuber I like. And so I will just tell you how awesome they are. I really just like telling how awesome people are. But let's talk about trees, which right out this way is a window where a tree is, where I planted. I've only ever planted that tree myself, like all by myself. And that tree, I am very proud to say, is a big tree. It is bigger than my house. Not bigger as in it's bigger all around, it's just taller than my house. If I made a tree that's bigger than my house, I'd be like, got a good thumb here, like green thumb, like the thing people talk about in the good old days. People still probably call, green thumb, Big thing about trees is very important. What everybody should know, and I think is true, and again, you gotta fact check me because it's so important. Trees are a big source of the antioxidant. What you might be asking, what is that? Well, I know there's a name for it, and I know it's not antioxidant, but you can look it up in the comments. I'm sure someone will be like, well, this is the actual name of the opposite of oxygen. So we breathe in oxygen, right? We breathe out something else, that antioxidant. The trees breathe in the antioxidant, and the antioxidant comes out. Actually, the oxygen comes out of the trees from breathing the antioxidant. Now, the thing is weird because I don't see a mouth on the trees, but apparently it just absorbs. Yeah. So guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Trees are alive. Now you're like, some people. I bet a lot of you were like, yeah, kind of already knew that, Dustin. And I was like, about a couple years ago, I was like, what? Trees are alive? Well, I do like trees, and I'm always patting them, being like, that's a good tree right there, because it's just a good tree. But I didn't know they were alive. I just thought they were like, hold on, I have something. It's a cord. This is a cord. The most alive it is when electricity in it, and I don't think it's alive. I thought the tree was like this cord. And there goes a phone. This is a phone alive. It does ring. It makes sounds. But is it alive? Grandma's got it. But point is, that tree out there is actually a living thing. I don't know if it has eyes, because I can tell you this. If trees can actually see what we're doing, then it's not probably very happy, because about a lot of trees, this tree might have been friends, the tree was a baby, but maybe that tree's grandfather, what made the seeds, what made its father, what made it might have been the tree just sitting around here, just sitting around. It might have been all the way in California sitting around, but you know what's gone? You know what's gone? You want to know what doesn't exist? That tree probably. Well, it might. I'm pretty hopeful it might. Maybe that same tree is just I don't know, the rainforest, and it's just been like, somehow that seed got some seeds, someone got them, and then its dad tree was planted maybe in America, and someone got the seeds from that one, and then my tree is here. We don't know. I like to be optimistic, because optimism is literally like the one thing I have, what people say I'm pretty good at being optimistic about. And that's why I'm making these videos, because I just want to have something to talk about, and maybe somebody to talk to if they talk to me, because I like being optimistic. Problem is that, 2020 is a pretty hard year. It is, it's not the best year. It's like, I am 20, I'm gonna be dumb. The problem is, if that is the case, then 2021 is gonna be pretty crazy. Because you know what's legal to do at 21? I'm gonna drink some alcohol. And let me tell you, drinking alcohol from what I've seen, if you're doing it at 21 to party, then let me tell you, most people at 21 to party when they first drink is like, I mean, but the bar, and you're like, that guy was not prepared for drinking today. No, no, he wasn't. And that would be his response to it. Not getting angry, not getting sad. Just drinking is. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. I don't drink, so I'm not actually. I just see a lot of people drink. I don't drink. I don't know what I would be like drunk. I've never been like super drunk. I just don't drink. I don't do the drugs. I don't do that. I don't mind if you do this, especially if it's legal. Go right ahead. But I don't do them. And apparently people keep telling me, Dustin, if you were like high on the sky, you would be like, whoa. And I'd be like, I don't know if I want to be, whoa. But I will tell you that being whoa sounds pretty cool. But for me, I probably wouldn't be whoa. I'd be like, you know, that's called being paranoid. Because I do think I got some paranoia when I don't take my prescription meds from my doctor. Now, I don't smoke either. To be honest, I don't really see a benefit in smoking. I hear it eases the stress, but then it just adds another problem of addiction. So you're like, I don't know. You know, this talk, we started about trees. I like to go off topic, as you probably have noticed. I remember the topic, but I'm into something. I don't really get back to it. But trees. Trees are made. Actually, this kind of goes into the smoking thing. Smoking is made from tobacco plants. And tobacco plants, you know, believe it or not, tobacco can be used for other things than smoking. And that's the thing what Grandma always said. God put everything on the earth for a reason, okay? She's a big God lady. She's a big God lady. She is a good lady, but she's also a God lady. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but I don't know how. But she's like, well, let me explain. So, you know, tobacco. I used to smoke. I stopped because she's awesome. She just stopped because she was going to die if she kept doing it. She was like, I got to stop for Dusty. And she did. Now, point is, she said smoking, you know, tobacco trees did get big from the smoking thing. But there's reasons for tobacco other than smoking. I want to point it out. Farmers and tobacco farmers had things, weren't as businessy, but they were there. I'm like, wow, that is cool. I don't know all the reasons. I don't want to give like wrong facts, but there are things Grandma would tell me, and I don't remember exactly any of them really, but she did tell me a lot. Now, believe it or not, some drugs are like come from plants. Plants, if people who smoke weed, let me tell you, you know those plants, but you know people sometimes burn down in forest fires or just cut down to make stuff, you know. Guess what? If you decide to let all the trees go, you know what just doesn't exist anymore? The weed. And you're like, oh man, the weed. We should keep the trees. That's what a lot of my weed friends would be like. We should keep the trees. I just want to keep the trees because I have a tree. And I like trees. Just like I have a dog and I like dogs. I don't like, you know, the things being taken away. Okay? I don't like that. And trees actually probably will live longer than I will. So before the tree is taken away from me, I will be taken away from a tree and be like, man, where's the Dustin at? And the tree can't, you know, probably by then trees will talk because they evolved. And I'll be like, thousands of years later and be like, no, I remember, I've been here for years, but remember that guy Dustin? He was pretty cool. I like that guy, man. I wish he was, but he's gone. He passed on to, I like to think, heaven, you know, really cool place, you know, really cool, awesome place. I'll get into that topic later. But trees are cool. I do think they know what we're doing. And they're like, you do you. Just try not to destroy all of us. Because we are here to help you. And you're here to help us. Because you breathe oxygen and we breathe the antioxidant. Again, that's not the name of it. I remember the name to an extent, but I have no idea how to say it. And I'm not going to try. But I hope you liked the video. It got a bit into a whole bunch of topics. It just means more topics to talk about. Because every video has its own personal topic. Today was trees. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.